You know, whenever I search something on social media, this is usually the first thing that shows up. Disney's animated film Frozen. And I think that's for a good reason. Everybody loves the film, all the critics love it, all the fans love it. Hell, people are still talking about it, and it just got announced a sequel a few weeks ago. I can definitely see why so many people love this film, but you might want to get your hate mail ready, guys. But I don't like the film. I know that might be obvious to hear, but I'm one of those people that doesn't like Frozen. Why is that? Well, let's take a closer look and find out. The story takes place in a fictional world known as Arendelle, where we see our two main characters, Princess Elsa and Princess Anna. Elsa has a curse where she actually has magical winter powers. You know, she can create snowmen, she can shoot out magical beams, all that crazy stuff. But one night as a child, she shoots ice beam at her sister's head, causing her to become unconscious. They take her to a group of rock trolls where they erase her memory, which means that Anna no longer finds out that Elsa has powers. So to make sure she doesn't find out, she locks Elsa away in another room so her powers won't hurt her anymore. 3 years later, and after the parents tragically pass away, Elsa is having a coronation to become the new queen of Arendelle, but one night Anna accidentally reveals Elsa's powers, and thus she runs away and tries to hide herself so she won't harm anybody. So Anna is off on a quest to get her sister back while also coming across a few colourful characters along the way. First, let's talk about the good stuff. The two main characters are really good. I love the relationship that these two have. They're genuine, they're funny, sometimes they have really good moments between each other, and I do like how the two are going through a pretty big crisis. I also love the two conversations and problems that the two are going through. Elsa has to stay away from people because she thinks that her magical powers will harm people. Of course, Anna's the one that wants to go out and actually socialize with the rest of the crowd. But I will admit, these two characters are not my favourite characters in the film. In case you're wondering who it is, it's probably Sven the reindeer. Call me weird, but he's just very funny. I actually think he's more funnier than the other character, which we'll talk about in a bit. But let's talk about what else I like about the film. I like the songs. Okay, granted, I don't love the songs. I know everybody's sick of Let It Go by now, but you have to acknowledge it. They're actually pretty good songs. They tell you how the character is feeling and all the problems that they're dealing with. That is the purpose of a musical, and you know what? I love it for that. Plus, the film looks gorgeous. I mean, just look at Arendelle and look at the snow and all the winter effects. God, it looks gorgeous. This is probably one of the best looking CGI animated films that I've ever seen, and the characters are designed so well. Okay, so now let's get to what I don't like about the film. This is probably what everybody wants to know. Why don't I like Frozen? Well, let's get to my flaws. First, let's talk about my biggest flaw with the film, that being the second half. It becomes so confusing, and there's actually a deleted scene where it shows what would have happened if it worked that way. And actually, that's how I think it should have gone. I mean, during this scene where the two sisters are actually talking it out with each other, she strikes her sister's heart, but for some reason throws her out because she's in fear? Okay, the deleted song had the two arguing, and she threw her out in anger and struck her in anger. That would be a better reason to why she would throw her out, and eventually later she would realize that she made a mistake and she apologized for it and tried to fix everything up. I mean, hell, after she struck her, she didn't even care. I mean, yeah, she did, kinda, but she still threw her out in confusion. In anger, it would have been better because she didn't even realize and was too angry to even notice that she actually struck her sister. This would have worked better. In fact, now that I think about it, maybe the film would have worked better if Elsa was the villain. But she's not. That honor goes to this guy. Oh god, let me start by saying this. The villains, as well as the reveal at the end, is so stupid. I mean, 1, he doesn't even get enough screen time, and 2, he's not even diabolical. Hell, Big Hero 6's villain was more interesting than this guy. I mean, seriously, this is dumb. Especially after this clip, I kind of expected it coming from a mile away. Hell, Toy Story 3's villain reveal was more surprising than this. And this may be another nitpick, but there's actually two songs in this film I don't like. That song is Fixer Upper and In Summer. Look, the comic reliefs get really annoying when they're singing. Having the side characters sing gets annoying, and I'm sorry, they just felt like wastes of time. They were funny, but I think it was more just so they could make the kids laugh. And, alright, let's get on with it. Let's talk about Olaf. God, I freaking hate this character. He's probably my least favorite character in the film. Why? Well, hey! Don't you freaking jump into the comments section, start arguing with me about why I don't like this character. Let me begin by clarifying it. I don't think this character is awful. He gets a good, funny moment every once in a while, but what's my main problem with this character? Well, he's just added in to make people laugh. I mean, yeah, I suppose it was a pretty good flashback on Anna's history with Elsa, but Timon and Pumbaa, when they were added in The Lion King, they added a really good lesson. I think Olaf was just added in to make people laugh, and yeah, that is what I think of it nowadays. But my other problem with this character is that he's using comic relief in serious parts. Like, look at this scene. Do you see what Anna is going through? She has to deal with another door in her life. And what does Olaf do?
Knock. Just knock. Why isn't she knocking? Do you think she knows how to knock?
I think at times he's just getting into the story between Elsa and Anna's relationship, and yes, I know it's supposed to be a bit of a flashback on the history, but I'm sorry guys, I just don't like this guy. And my final conclusion on Frozen. Again, I don't like this film. I just don't think it holds up. Hell, I don't even think it's as good as The Lion King. I'm still disturbed that it's the highest grossing animated film of all time, and it's everywhere. I mean, they sell some of the most dumbest merchandise you can imagine. Hell, they made a short. They're going to be making a sequel in a few years. They're making a musical. They already did a Disney on Ice, but it's everywhere. And that's my final opinion. I think Frozen is overrated. I don't like the film. Granted, the main characters are likable, some of the songs are really good, the visuals are great, but that doesn't quite make up for the flaws of the film. There's two songs I don't like. The villain as well as the reveal is so stupid, the comic relief is annoying, and I just think the deleted scene would have worked better as a film instead, making Elsa the main villain. That would have worked better. And if you want to see it, go check it out. But I'm sorry, I don't like it. That's why I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It just... Look, I don't hate the film. I don't think it's terrible. I just don't like it.